the purpose of receiving any and all objections from the general public in connection with the following. First ordinance, 2025-007, sponsored by Councilman Wayne Ordwin. An ordinance authorizing the issuance and sale of not exceeding 2.5 million revenue bonds, Series 2025, road overlay of the Parish of St. Landry, State of Louisiana, providing for the payment thereof, establishing the rate of interest thereon, providing for a pledge and dedication of revenues for security and payment thereof in principal and interest, and other matters in connection therewith. We will give this matter 5 minutes for anyone who has question, comment, or concern for the council or from a council member.
Mr. Chairman, I understand that Mr. Wayne Ordwin, Councilman Ordwin is sponsoring this bill. Would he like to explain what that's for?
Councilman?
Yes, sir, Mr. Taylor. This is a bond issue whereas people in District 9, area I represent, renewed their road tax, which has been in place for probably 35 years, and it's a renewal. Now we're going to try to sell the bonds so that we can do some overlaying. And I have a list of, it's a wish list of the roads that I want overlaid. Mr. Bellord has said he's good with it, and it was handed over to Public Works. So hopefully, after these bonds are sold, and with some money from the Smooth Ride Home, which Mr. Bellord advised he would put in from the Smooth Ride Home tax, that we can start some projects in District 9. And I have a list of the roads. And I gave Ms. Sherrill the list, a handwritten list, and she's going to type it, and I'll have it whenever the ordinance is presented at the next meeting. That answer your question, Mr. Taylor?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
Mr. Martin? Councilman Ordwin?
Yes, go ahead.
Six or 8 years ago, and that was very deplorable. Big holes and looks like third world country. Is that some of that money going to be able to use for that area, or are you? It's over by the lodge, across from the lodge, if you will.
That is Fusilier Lane. That road was overlaid 2 years ago.
So it's been done.
That's been done.
Fantastic.
That was some of the tax money in that road district. There's always been a tax in that district, but it had to come up for renewal.
Okay.
The first time we put it up for renewal, when it came to a vote, it did not pass. We
Right.
brought it up the second time and it passed. So now have 10 years on it. So that's why we're selling the bonds, because you got 10 years to collect that money.
Well, that ought to make your constituents very happy in that area for sure.
Yes, it should. But yet the thing about it is people see the tax money being spent
Right.
on the roads and
Correct.
drainage.
Thank you, sir.
All right, sir.
I think with that being said, we'll move on to the next ordinance. Ordinance number 2025-008, sponsored by Councilman Ken Marks. An ordinance to levy the millages for the 2025 tax rolls on all property subject to taxation. Give this matter 5 minutes for anyone who has question, comment, or concern.
On ordinance number 008, Mr. Chairman, just for a point of clarification, this is just an annual tax that has been approved by our legislation. It's been in place for quite a few years. And it's just a continuation, and the money's allocated as is put down for the millages for each respective area. So it's just a pass-through type deal for approval annually every year, so that's what we do. So, just in case anybody was wondering about it.
All right, makes sense, sounds good. Anyone in the general audience, if you want to speak to the council in reference to our regular scheduled meeting that might start about 6 o'clock, fill out one of the cards on the table, bring it up to me. We'll make sure to get you up so we can hear what you need to present. Okay, we will now move on. Ordinance number 2025-009, sponsored by Councilman Jimmy Edwards. An ordinance to abandon Wilton Lane in St. Landry Parish. Whereas St. Landry Parish government decided to abandon Wilton Lane in St. Landry Parish because Wilton Lane is no longer needed for public purposes as per Louisiana Revised Statute 48:701. Any question, comment, or concern for the council? Ms. Mott, you have a question? You did? Oh. No questions? Okay. Okay, I think, with Mr. Edwards being present, the only question was that former road was in your district, right, Mr. Edwards? So we clear on that?
I didn't hear you.
We didn't hear the answers.
Yeah. That's good on that.
Okay. He said yes, the
Stay the same.
was in his district, yes. All right, with that being answered, we'll move on. Ordinance number 2025-010, sponsored by Councilman Wayne Ardoin. An ordinance to create the St. Landry Parish I-49 Midway Corridor Overlay District and to establish regulations for the St. Landry Parish I-49 Midway Corridor Overlay District in Chapter 32, Planning, Zoning, and Development, and to enact and be placed in the Article 4 St. Landry Parish I-49 Midway Corridor Overlay District Regulations, Section 32-80, 32-81, 32-82, 32-83, 32-84, and Section 32-85 in Chapter 32 of the St. Andrew Parish Code of Ordinances. Any questions, comments, concerns in reference to this ordinance? Question? Yes? Mr. Morris?
It keeps going off. My question is, this is through economic development?
Well, this is the board that's created by this council. We created one last year, and this is basically just modifying it to do exactly what it was intended for, which is just the I-49 corridor. They had some wording in there that would allow this board to take action outside of its jurisdiction, so we just wanted to clean it up.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
and I'm the sponsor of it, like it states in it, the purpose and intent. St. Leonard Parish Midway Corridor Overlay District is intended to promote efficient use of land and to encourage planned development. The purpose of the article shall include, but not be limited to the following: to encourage and promote the public health, safety, general welfare of the citizens of the St. Leonard Parish I-49 Midway Corridor and the surrounding area and region through the development and coordination of growth and services. To discourage non-noxious, unsightly, obnoxious, incompatible, and inharmonious development, to preserve, protect, and enhance areas of high visibility, to enhance the economic viability of the I-49 Midway, especially as it relates to adjacent established neighborhoods. That is the purpose of it. I know
Understood.
some of y'all recollect on I-49, and they have a young man that is in the audience. I went to some meetings 2 years ago. We have some situations on I-49. They have some houses that are abandoned right next to where Tibbs, where you go get your driver's license renewed and stuff. These houses, no one is living in these houses, and it's really it's unsightly. So that's some of the purpose of it.
Okay, understood. Section 32-8. And with that explanation, we'll move on to the next ordinance. Ordinance number 2025-011, sponsored also by Councilman Wayne Ardoin. An ordinance to abolish the St. Andrew Parish Planning Commission and to create and replace it with the St. Andrew Parish I-49 Midway Corridor Variance Board in Chapter 32, Planning, Zoning, and Development, and to enact Article 1, St. Andrew Parish I-49 Midway Corridor Variance Board, Section 32-1, 32-2, 32-3, 32-4, 32-5, and Section 32-6, to be placed in Chapter 32 of the St. Andrew Parish Code of Ordinances. That too was sponsored by Mr. Ardoin, and Any questions, comments, concerns? Okay, without question or concern, we will move on. Ordinance number 2025-012, also sponsored by Councilman Wayne Ordwin. An ordinance to establish performance land use regulations for the St. Landry Parish I-49 Midway Corridor, Chapter 32, Planning, Zoning, and Development, and to enact and place in Article 5, St. Landry Parish I-49 Midway Corridor Performance Land Use Regulations, to be placed in sections 32-97 through 32-108 in Chapter 32 of the St. Landry Parish Code of Ordinances. Any questions, comments, or concerns for the board? We will move on to our final ordinance. Ordinance number 2025-013, sponsored by Councilman Dexter Brown. An ordinance to sell the following 14 properties listed on this ordinance that have been adjudicated to St. Andrew Parish government. Any questions, comments, or concerns for the council? Anyone in the general audience who walked in late, if you wish to speak to the council at our regular meeting, which will start in about 5 minutes, fill out one of the cards on the table in the back, bring it up to me with your name and the reason for your issue. This time, I'd like to call to order our St. Landry Parish Council regular meeting for Wednesday, May 21st, 2025. We will have our Pledge of Allegiance and invocation by Councilman Harold Taylor.
Our gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for the gathering of the council to do the will of the people of the parish. We ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. Roll call.
Mr. Jody White,
Here.
Ms. Nancy Carrier, Mr. Foshi Jolivet,
Present.
Ms. Mildred Theory, Mr. Harold Taylor, Mr. Ken Morris,
Here.
Mr. Alvin Sterling, Ms. Vivian Olivier, Mr. Wayne Ardoin,
Here.
Mr. Dexter Brown,
Here.
Mr. Timmy Lejeune,
Here.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards,
Here.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard.
Here.
Thank you.
We will have condolences from the council. We will start with Councilwoman Carrier. Okay. Councilman Jolivet.
I have none at this time.
Okay. Councilwoman Theory.
Ford and Joseph, Matilda Turner Como, she is 106. Don Courtney Narcisse, Joseph Rogers Newman, Kevin Bojack Valiant, LaFond and Aldwin, Mary Alice Laverne, Francina Fontenot, Malonson Luella LaFleur, Sibyl John Dale Doucette, and Williams Roderick Jolivet Sr., Sandra Gale Theory Watson, Ophelia Robert Lazard, Gloria Ann Ozanne, Rosemary Johnson, Alan Wayne Moulton Sr., Alfred James Broussard, my oldest brother, Harold Lloyd Pickney, and Will the Gallion. That concludes my list.
Our condolences.
Sorry for your loss, ma'am.
I have one, Tommy Cason,
Okay.
Dakota and Bunky.
Okay, Mr. Marks.
District 6, Juanita Curio, Joseph T. Struggins, Mildred Marks Hardy, Ruby Mars, Helen Andrus. It concludes my list.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Ardoin.
Eldon Reeves, Sabiles, Thomas William Case, Hickson and Dakota, and John Dale Doucette Malonzo. That's my list, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Brown.
I have Miss Agnes Fisher, Sabille, Miss Gloria Ozanne Williams, and Miss Wilda Gallion Williams. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Lejeune.
I'll turn mine in, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Edwards.
I don't have none there.
Thank you, sir. And Mr. Blanchard.
I turned mine in already.
Thank you, sir. At this time, we will call up our persons to address the council. I'm calling them in the order they were given to me. I have Norman Saltzman. Please come up to the mic, sir. Give us your name and state your business.
All right, I'm Norman Saltzman, and my girlfriend Amy and I bought 60 acres off of Martinez Road a few months ago, and we didn't realize when we bought it, when you get a 2 or 3 inch rain, you can't get out of there in a car. We raise cattle, and property doesn't drain very well. Martinez going towards Bosco Highway drops about probably 14 inches from our property, where the road where we come in, and about half our property drains into that ditch on Martinez Road. So we can't pass. Last Wednesday we had 3 inches of rain Wednesday evening, and one Thursday we had 12 inches of water leaving our place on Martinez Road. We went out the other way on Vatican Road where Martinez hits Vatican. We didn't measure it, but they had a guy walking through it that was knee deep in water. And if you go around the other way, that was flooded also. So we have really no way to get out unless you have a 4-wheel drive truck. the little canal that Martinez drains into, it drains most of the property out there. It's overgrown. It's probably 90% filled with sediment and grass. And I did a little bit of research, and one of the guys with the parish government told me that y'all cannot get permission to get on the property to muck out that canal and clean it so it drains. So I just wanted to present my case to see what's going on, if we could address it at the drainage board meeting or whatever. There's 3 ways in and out, all 3 flood when it rains. The roads would have to be built up as high as it is by my property so we could get out or, clean the drainage. I'm not an expert, but I'm just saying that's the problem we have out there.
Okay. Martinez, that's in,
That's in Miss Vivian's district.
okay, okay. You had a question, Mr. Lejeune? Okay. Yeah, tap on.
Hello, Tess. Okay, I received a call today from Mr. Arsenault as well, that lives on that area, lives on that road. And from what I gather, there is a piece of property on that lateral right there that there is easement. So I guess we need to find out what drainage board that is and try to understand why they haven't gotten to that point other than they can't get on that property. I mean, there is easement there, so there should be
Yeah.
opportunity.
So I'm just going to explain about.
Are you familiar with that, Mr. Bell?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just going to explain a little bit about another piece of property we're having that same issue with. And it's almost having to take him to court. But in order to take him to court to make sure that we can get on there and do the work, we got to prove that it's going to alleviate the problem, okay? So the engineers get involved. And we can do that. That's not going to be a problem. It's just, Mr. Dupashan is going to do some late work on his end, and engineers do their work. But I'm going to ask a question, and we're learning as we're going on something here. And you said you bought the property just a few months ago? Or a year ago, whatever?
I think in September, October.
So,
Had the first big rain in October.
so in your packet of, in your documents that it was given to you, did anybody give you a disclosure report telling you that, yes, it does flood, no, it doesn't flood?
No,
that-
it just had flood zone X.
Also, your flood zone X?
Yeah.
Okay,
Which is, I don't need flood insurance.
right, so that's what I'm saying, so they should have had a document in your closing that stated that, no, it does not flood, yes, it does flood, because we doing some research now on another road that we're having issues with, and they will sold the property knowing that it flooded, but did not provide the disclosure report to us. So there's some issues that's going on with that, and
Yeah.
we're gonna be addressing
I didn't
those.
see anything, and the lawyer didn't tell me. And there was 2 real estate agents involved, theirs
Right.
and mine, and, I told her I wanted to know everything about it.
Right,
Nothing was said about it. And, now we bought it and got cows on it.
Yeah.
Doesn't drain.
it's
You
gonna,
have to see it, but,
yeah, it's gonna hurt if you got cattle on it. So let me do this, let me get with Barry and them in the morning
Yeah.
and see where we are and see what landowners not providing us permission to do that.
yeah.
And then see if we can't talk to them before we go to court. We can go to court, but we gotta prove a few things in
Yeah.
order to get there.
Understand. Yeah,
Yeah, but we're not gonna give up on it. We're not give up on the other property either, but
yeah.
it's a little hurdle to cross.
Okay,
That's
so,
it.
so
All right.
yes, we are, and this is your correct contact number right here in case Mr. Bellard can get some
All
information.
right. Okay,
Okay, thank you, sir.
all right.
All right, right on time. All right, next up, we have Mr. Emil Borgoyne in reference to District 5 Waterworks. Sorry, I messed up your name. You can
You did
say
pretty
it
good.
right.
You did pretty good. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of council. My name is Emil Burgoyne. I live on 1296 Shake Snyder Lane. I've been there since 1987 when I inherited the property from my grandmother. I'm here as an applicant for one of the 2 vacancies for that for one vacancy for that district. And I'm here to answer any questions you may have of me.
Any questions from the council? Councilman?
Mr. Emil, how are you today?
Fine, sir.
Thank you for your interest in what you are pursuing on the water board. Can you share any experiences or even why you would
It's,
consider?
it's the water board or
Just
or the road district?
No,
Waterworks District 5.
I was one of the original members of the District 6 Road Commission when it was formed,
Yes.
and I served my term out in that, and you can't repeat that. So I have some experience with local districts. I've got lots of experience in national boards and commissions. I retired from the state police in 1989 as a lieutenant, and since then I've been working 34 years as Director of Government Relations for a manufacturer of gambling equipment, and been on various commissions and agencies there.
Thank you, LT.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Taylor?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Emil. I know you'll do a great job, and we appreciate you volunteering to do this. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Next up, Ms. Alexis Adams, AT&T Cell Tower number 7, reference to.
Hi, I was here a couple of weeks ago. I am just here again to address any questions or additional questions you may have about the proposed cell tower.
Okay.
Is it working? I haven't heard, I didn't hear what you said.
Say what you said. Give.
You can move that chair.
I was
Yeah,
thi-
move the chair out.
Just pull it
Yeah,
up.
my height doesn't help, huh? Standing in a hole. My name is Alexis Adams. I'm here to represent AT&T for any additional questions that you may have regarding the proposed cell tower. Anything else in addition to a couple of weeks ago?
Okay. Well, thank you for coming back, ma'am.
Any-
Yeah, when we get to it, we have questions, we'll come to you, ma'am. Okay. At this time, approval of minutes for the regular meeting, April 16th, 2025.
So move.
Second.
Ms. Nancy Carrier? Mr. Paul Jalavet?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory? Mr. Harold Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Ken Morris?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier? Mr. Wayne Ardoin?
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Timmy Lejeune?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Parish President's report.
He did. He's in high.
Mr. Chairman, if it's okay, we need to maybe not amend the agenda, but we have a couple people in the audience that would like to talk. They represent Representative Cleo Fields' office. If you don't mind, if they can come up and talk on.
Okay. Any objections from the council?
No objection.
No objection.
Okay, we would like to have you come forward. Give us your name.
Thank you, President Bellard. Again, I don't think I really need to introduce myself, but only just to make an announcement here. Good evening, fellow St. Landry Parish residents. I'm going to move this chair. Okay, thank you. Chairman White, thank you for the honor to address your group. We just wanted to say hello and drop in and let you all know that we, on behalf of Congressman Cleo Fields, we have set up a Opelousas office here to serve the constituents of District 6 of the U.S. Congressional District that last was redrawn line there. And so we're just counting a joy that we have Congressman Fields serving us again. 28 years ago, he was in this capacity. And just do know he could have placed a satellite office, not a satellite office, but a full operational office, any place of the 10 districts that he is serving. Again, just to kind of run through the location, we're spanning from East Baton Rouge to West Baton Rouge to Point Capee to Voiles, up Lafayette, all of St. Landry, going up to Rapides, half of Rapides, you guys, going up to Natchitoches Parish, up to DeSoto, and a tip in of the bottom portion of Shreveport. That's 10 parish, massive as it is. And so we count it a joy to be here to serve the district here. Joining me this evening, I have with me two of our team members who also serves out of the Opelousas office. No strangers to you guys. I want to introduce to you Mr. Colson Fontenot. He is a field rep serving alongside with me at the office. We're located at 1310 South Union Street, Suite 5. But also with this, again, no stranger to us all, Ms. Bambi Palazzolo, who has served the parish and the state in so many different levels and capacities. Bambi is on our team to serve specifically the disabled population and the veterans throughout the whole district. With Colson and I, we are serving Opelousas, Lafayette, and Rapides. Did I miss anything? And Avoyelles. 4 parish. So we have 3 teams. We have a Baton Rouge office, and then we also have a Shreveport office. Again, we could have gone anywhere else, but we were in St. Landry, so count that a privilege. We're here to serve. What are we here to do? Again, address primarily our constituent needs. So if there is any resident, any businesses, any organizations that need to interface with a federal agency or having trouble navigating that federal space, we are here to serve. We provide casework assistance with whatever the matters. Many of you, as I look, you guys have referred some of your constituents within your own respective districts, and we thank you for that. So we just wanted to stop by. We know you guys are busy about doing the business of the parish, and we just want to let you guys know that we're here. Again, 1310 South Union Street. If there's ever any tours that need to be set up while you're in DC, or you want to drop in and say hello to Congressman, we can arrange that for you. If there are any flags to be received or requested, or any commendations, we're here to deliver that to you. And again, we just wanted to say hello. Thank you for the accommodations on your agenda. You guys have a great evening, and thank you for what you all do. Any questions before we leave?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. Yes, ma'am, do you have a phone number that we could?
Yes, we do. I was hoping to project our information, but nonetheless, it's 337-594-6610. Again, 337-594-6610. And I have some cards I'm going to leave at the counter. Chairman, please.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And I'll make sure they get passed out.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Melvin.
All right, so to continue, sir, any parish president's report?
Yeah, so in front of you, there's a resolution that needs to be passed that was not part of the committee's agenda. It's resolution number 012-2025. It's obstruction removal runway on 1836 at the airport. It's money that we're getting from the FAA and the state to do obstruction removal, and they requested this. So I'm asking the council for this to be approved.
We need a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Mr. Folger Jolivet,
Yes.
Ms. Mildred
Yes.
Berry, Mr. Harold Taylor,
Yes.
Mr. Ken Moore,
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier,
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin,
Yes.
Mr. Timmy LeJean,
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards, Mr. Ernest Blanchard,
Yes.
Ms. Nancy Carrier.
One other update on the audit. Next Friday, I'll meet with the auditors, and then they're gonna do the exit, and then they're gonna set up meetings with y'all, hopefully for the following week to do the exits.
Okay,
So we should be done with all this in a couple of weeks. That's all I have.
right.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes. But
Mr. Bellard, you remember y'all cleaned up the Mayflower Street situation? Well, I got a complaint this week that they're starting over again, so.
All right, we're gonna take care of it. Alyssa went out, and we got to start that whole process over with again, but I'm not sure about that. I'm gonna get with Mr. Duplessis on that one. Since we already sent out notices and did everything and cleaned up, I'm not sure if we gotta start the process over again. Mr. Duplessis, can you?
Yes, so I've met with our code enforcement director this week, and we have notices that I've worked up that comply completely with our junk ordinances, and those are the forms you will use anytime this comes up where you have the junk ordinance that needs to be implemented. There was some property recently that I think have been cleaned up, and she's going back to check it out this week. And then there's one we're talking about here. It's pretty easy to pull their licenses from the state to see if they are a salvage yard, junk yard. Not saying this guy is, but if they claim to be, It's easy to pull their licenses, which I did on one piece of property this week to see if they're licensed as a junkyard or not, salvage yard or not. And if they're not, then they are subject to our junk ordinance. If they are a salvage yard, they fall into another one of our ordinances where they have to put up a fence around their property. So so anytime, this situation comes up, we're ready to go. We have the notices ready, has to be posted in the newspaper, letter sent out and put on the front door, and we have those forms ready.
We're gonna follow up.
Okay,
with the
thank you.
letters.
All right. That concludes your report, sir? Okay.
I move we
Accept.
accept Parish President's report.
Second.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor? Mr. Ken Morris?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier? Mr. Wayne Arduin?
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Timmy Lejeune? Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard? Ms. Nancy Carrier? Mr. Potion Jollivet?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Motion passed. All right. Moving on to new business. Item number 1, vote to reappoint Eva Noel, Mary Daigle, Pelosia Hammond, Howard Jolivet, and Beverly Reynolds for 5 appointments to St. Landry Gravity Drainage District number 14 for a 4-year term.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Harold Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Ken Morris?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Arduin?
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Timmy Lejeune?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Ms. Nancy Carrier? Mr. Potion Jollivet?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Item number 2, vote to appoint 1 appointment to St. Landry Parish Waterworks District number 5 for a 3-year term. The applicants are Emile Bourgoin and Courtney Ellis. And I think we have vote slip in front of us.
Ms. Nancy Carrier? I can't hear you, Ms. Nancy. Mr. Potion Jollivet?
Emile Bourguignon.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Emile.
Mr. Harold Taylor?
Email.
Mr. Ken Morris?
Emile.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Emile.
Emile.
Mr. Wayne Arduin?
Emile Bourgon.
Mr. Dexter Brown?
Mr. Emile Morgan.
Mr. Timmy Lejeune?
Mr. Emile.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Steve, Beauregard.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Emile.
Mr. Emile Bourgon has been appointed to the St. Landry Parish Waterworks District 5.
I move.
Second.
Mr. Ken Morris?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier? Mr. Wayne Arduin?
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Timmy Lejeune?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Ms. Nancy Carrier? Mr. Potion Jollivet?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Item number 3, vote to appoint Ricky Blaylock for 1 appointment to St. Landry Waterworks District number 3.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Arduin?
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Timmy Lejeune?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Ms. Nancy Carrier? Mr. Potion Jollivet?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Ken Morris?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Item number 4. Before we start item number 4, Madam Clerk, I want to acknowledge that I want my vote to be counted on this.
Yes, sir.
Number 2, after speaking with the attorney, there are 2 ways we can go about it. If any councilman in reference to this issue know that you're gonna abstain, we can either handle it before we start, or it's gonna cause us to have to stop during the vote. So I'm saying that if someone wants to speak now in reference to abstaining, we would like to hear your reason. If not, we will move with the vote.
Okay.
With that being said, we will move to item number 4. Vote to appoint one appointment to Hospital District Number 2, Opelousas General, for a 6-year term. The applicants being Alton Broussard and Vanessa Harris. Madam Clerk?
Ms. Nancy Carrier? Mr. Foster
Vanessa Harris.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Alton Broussard.
Mr. Harold Taylor?
Miss Vanessa Harris.
Mr. Ken Marks?
Miss Vanessa Harris.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Alton Broussard.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin?
Vanessa Harris.
Mr. Dexter Brown?
Miss Vanessa Harris.
Mr. Timmy Lejeune? Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Vanessa Harris.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Vanessa Harris.
And Mr. Jody White?
Vanessa Harris.
Ms. Vanessa Harris has been appointed to the Hospital District Number 2, Opelousas General.
I move.
Second.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin?
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Timmy Lejeune?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Ms. Nancy Carrier? Mr. Foster Jolivet?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Ken Marks?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Item number 5, authorize the parish president, Jesse Bellard, to sign the agreement between the Capital Area Finance Authority and St. Andrew Parish government.
So made.
Second.
Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Timmy Lejeune?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Ms. Nancy Carrier? Mr. Foster Jolivet?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Ken Marks?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Number 6, authorize to approve the certificate of St. Landry Parish evidencing public approval of bonds pursuant to Section 147 of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 as amended.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
can we get some clarity on exactly what this is about?
Okay.
Don't ask me.
How about our legal counsel? Can you
We'll put it
fill us
on
in?
Yes, this goes with the contract with the housing authority that promotes homeownership for low and moderate income people. It should have both of it.
In the package.
Capital Area Finance Authority contract.
No, that's not,
Okay, that's part of the contract.
that's part of the
And this,
contract.
certificate, you vote on the certificate, has to do with the Capital Area Finance Authority, public trust creating provisions of chapter 2A, so they go together.
Could you speak in the mic, please?
They go together. This, the certificate and this agreement
Okay.
between Capital Area Finance and St. Landry Parish. And it's to promote, homeownership for low and moderate income people.
Mr. White?
So there's a second. Why isn't it part of the, I'm looking at both of them, why isn't it part of the contract with, we have two separate,
One is a certificate and one is an agreement. The lady came. Yes.
Mr. Duplichan, who are you collaborating with in reference to obtaining this information? Like, would you
Nobody.
agree someone needs to come talk to us in depth a little bit about what this is?
She came to the committee meeting.
Yeah, there was a lady that,
Kirsten,
right,
Yeah,
we,
Kirsten
we
Devlin.
passed this through committee. That's what I'm trying to get my turn for. We passed this.
Okay, go ahead, Mr.
We
Lejeune.
passed this through committee. That was the lady who came for the low income, loans.
Right, we do this on an annual basis with them, but this part is something new. Usually it's all into that one agreement.
Okay.
So,
It's just allowing the residents to have access to use this, yeah. But I mean, what I'm saying is it's normally like one packet, not a separate.
Two separate items. Okay,
So do you want to table this until we
I
find out
know, I
more?
mean, it's part, if it's, if our attorney says it's part of the deal, I'm good with that, it's just different this year. That's all.
let's hear Mr. Taylor out. Mr. Taylor?
so Mr. Duplashan, would you tell me what section 147F of the Internal Code of 1996 as amended is?
Well, it has to do with the capital area finance, and I didn't draw up the certificate or the agreement. I just have to read it to figure it out. I think it's usually one packet, but when Miss Kristen came, she presented both of these documents, either from her. I did not draw them up, I simply read them, figured them out, I know what's in it. I didn't create it, but it is to promote home ownership for low and moderate income people.
So the follow-up would be, is it, I know we had the fast forward, is this part of the fast forward, I mean, we have to, we
Right,
can't
it's
delay.
either one or the, you got, if you did this, one, you gotta do this one, but normally this one included.
Yeah, but
all
my
that-
question is, do we have to take action tonight, or is that,
I don't, I mean, we can, I'd be in favor of asking her to kind of explain this
Come
amendment
back and explain.
to this contract.
Mr. Brown?
Since we kind of unclear with this item, can we table this and forward it until next month? That's my motion.
Second.
Okay, motion
We'll
and
get
second to table.
We'll get some
Second.
clarity.
Try to get some clarity, we can have someone come out.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Mr. Tim Lejeune? Yes. Mr. Jimmy Edwards? Ms. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Ms. Balcher Jolivet?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor?
yes?
Mr. Ken Marks?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Arduin?
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes,
Motion passed.
thank you, ma'am.
Okay, item number 7, authorize the approval of the new proposed telecommunications cell tower off Highway 31, Opelousas, Louisiana, in St. Andrew Parish. The tower will be located at coordinates 30.517-083-92.047633.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards? Mr. Ernest Blanchard? Mr. Balcher Jolivet?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Ken Marks?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Arduin?
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes,
Mr. Timmy Lejeune?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Item number 8, authorize the council clerk to advertise for 2 appointments to Public Works Commission, District 5, for a 4-year term.
So
So
made.
moved.
Second.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Mr. Balcher Jolivet?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor? Mr. Ken Marks?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Arduin?
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Timmy Lejeune?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Item number 9, authorize the council clerk to advertise for 1 appointment to Lawtell Water District Number 1 for the remainder of a 4-year term, which is 8/12 of 23 to 8/12 of 27, with the resignation obtained from Mr. Curley out.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Balcher Jolivet?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred
Yes.
Theory? Mr. Harold Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Ken Marks?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Arduin?
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown? Mr. Timmy Lejeune? Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Item number 10, authorize the council clerk to send a certified letter to Mary Agason advising her to come and address the council regarding the demolition and debris removal of her property located at 106 Hidalgo Road in Opelousas. Parcel number 010-633-8300.
So made.
Second.
Mr. Poster Jollivet?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred
Yes.
Carey? Mr. Harold Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Ken Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin?
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown? Mr. Timmy Legend?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Pass.
Number 11, authorize the council clerk to send a certified letter to Tammy Terrell Ned advising her to come and address the council regarding the demolition and debris removal of her property located at 494 Perry Drive, Opelousas,
So made.
Louisiana.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Mr. Harold Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Ken Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin?
Yes.
Mr. Timmy Legend? Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Mr. Poster Jollivet?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Item number 12, authorize the council clerk to send a certified letter to Charles Goodwill advising him to come and address the council regarding demolition and debris removal of his property located at 311 Jolivet Road.
So made.
Second.
Motion and second.
Mr. Ken Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin?
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown? Mr. Timmy Legend?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Mr. Poster Jollivet?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Item number 13, authorize the council clerk to send a certified letter to Robert Louis Fontenot advising him to come and address the council regarding demolition and debris removal of his property located at 958 Highway 749 in Opelousas.
So made.
Second.
Motion and second.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin?
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown? Mr. Timmy Legend?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Mr. Poster Jollivet?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Ken Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay, the ordinances to be introduced. Ordinance number 2025-014, an ordinance to abandon Garrett Lane in St. Landry Parish.
Who's sponsoring that?
Need a sponsor?
Whose district?
Whose area?
Huh?
Whose district is that in, Mr. Chairman?
I'm not certain. I'd have to refer to the map.
Garrett Lane.
Garrett Lane.
Well, somebody put it on the agenda.
Yeah, it passed through committee. I don't remember who had it on the agenda. It's not, it's Dexter. It's
Oh,
Dexter's
Oh,
district.
okay.
Dexter's.
Let's make him a sponsor.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't mind making him the sponsor, but I think.
He's coming back, Mr. Chairman. He left his water here, so I'm gonna ask him to postpone it till he comes back in. He's
Someone,
cutting a deal back there.
He don't have to. He's appointed.
okay.
Yes, I'll get it.
Ms. Mott, you familiar with Garrett Lane? Not right on?
Can we move on and we'll come back?
Okay, yeah, we'll move on from 2025-014 until we get Mr. Brown back in.
He said he's gonna sponsor.
Oh, he said he
He
was.
just told me he's
He's
sponsoring.
good with it. Good.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we're gonna accept that.
Yep.
We're sponsored by
Dexter.
Councilman Dexter Brown. Moving on. Ordinance number 2025-015, an ordinance to amend St. Landry Parish Ordinance Chapter 44, Section 4414, so that Alvin Street in Opelousas, Louisiana, can be included on the list of roads in St. Landry Parish that are designated as no truck or 18-wheeler through traffic routes.
I'll sponsor that.
Councilwoman Theory. Ordinance number 2025-016, An ordinance to place 2 stop signs on River Birch Road at the location where Eaglin Road intersects or meets River Birch Road in St. Landry Parish. Councilman Lejeune.
Timmy.
Ordinance number 2025-017, amending the Code of Ordinances of the Parish of St. Landry to repeal and replace Ordinance 2020-024, codified at Part 1, Chapter 24, Article 1, Section 24-34, relative to the local healthcare provider participation program in St. Landry Parish in accordance with Louisiana Revised Statute 40:1248.1.
Okay.
Question?
No.
Timmy.
Okay.
Timmy's
Tim,
Back in.
yes. Councilman Lejeune. Ordinances to be adopted. Ordinance number 2025-007, that was sponsored by Councilman Wayne Ardoin, an ordinance authorizing the issuance and sale of not exceeding 2.5 million revenue bonds, Series 2025, road overlay of the Parish of St. Landry, State of Louisiana, providing for the payment thereof, establishing the rate of interest thereon, providing for a pledge and dedication of revenues for security and payment thereof in principal and interest, and other matters in connection therewith.
I move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Okay, Ms. Vivian Olivier,
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin.
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown.
Yes.
Mr. Timmy Lejeune.
Yeah.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards.
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard.
Yes.
Mr. Paul Jolivet.
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory.
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor.
Yes.
Mr. Ken Morris.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Ordinance number 2025-008, sponsored by Councilman Ken Marks. An ordinance to levy the millages for the 2025 tax rolls on all properties subject to taxation.
So moved.
Move. Second.
Motion and a second.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin.
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown.
Yes.
Mr. Timmy Lejeune.
Yeah.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards.
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard.
Yeah.
Mr. Paul Jolivet.
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory.
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor.
Yep.
Mr. Ken Morris.
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Ordinance number 2025. You good?
Go ahead.
Ordinance number 2025-009, sponsored by Councilman Jimmy Edwards. An ordinance to abandon Wilton Lane in St. Landry Parish.
I'll move on that.
Second.
Motion and second.
Mr. Dexter Brown.
Yes.
Mr. Timmy Lejeune.
No.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards.
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard.
Yes.
Mr. Paul Jolivet.
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory.
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor.
Yes.
Mr. Ken Morris.
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier.
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Ordinance number 2025-010, sponsored by Councilman Ardoin. An ordinance to create the St. Landry Parish I-49 Midway Corridor Overlay District and to establish regulations for the St. Landry Parish I-49 Midway Corridor Overlay District in Chapter 32, Planning, Zoning, and Development, and to enact and be placed in Article 4, St. Landry Parish I-49 Midway Corridor Overlay District Regulations, Section 32-80, -81, -82, -83, -84, and Section 32-85 in Chapter 32 of the St. Andrew Parish Code of Ordinances.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Mr. Timmy Lejeune.
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards.
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard.
Yes.
Mr. Paul Jolivet.
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory.
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor.
Yes.
Mr. Ken Morris.
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier.
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin.
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Ordinance number 2025-011, also sponsored by Councilman Ardoin, an ordinance to abolish the St. Andrew Parish Planning Commission and to create and replace it with the St. Andrew Parish I-49 Midway Corridor Variance Board in Chapter 32, Planning, Zoning, and Development, and to enact Article 1, St. Landry Parish I-49 Midway Corridor Variance Board, Section 32-1, 32-2, 32-3, 32-4, 32-5, and Section 32-6, to be placed in Chapter 32 of the St. Landry Parish Code of Ordinances.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a
Mr.
second.
Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Mr. Poster Donovan?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Ken Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Arduin?
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Timmy LeJean? Motion passed.
Ordinance number 2025-012,
3.
also sponsored by Councilman Arduin. An ordinance to establish performance land use regulations for the St. Andrew Parish I-49 Midway Corridor in Chapter 32, Planning, Zoning, and Development, and to enact and place in Article 5, St. Andrew Parish I-49 Midway Corridor Performance Land Use Regulations, to be placed in sections 32-97 through 32-108 in Chapter 32 of the St. Andrew Parish Code of Ordinances.
Motion. Move.
Second.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Mr. Poster Donovan?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Ken Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Arduin?
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Timmy LeJean?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Ordinance number 2025-013, sponsored by Councilman Dexter Brown. An ordinance to sell the following 14 properties listed on this ordinance that have been adjudicated to St. Landry Parish government.
So made.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Mr. Poster Donovan? Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Ken Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Arduin?
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Timmy LeJean?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay, resolutions to be adopted, we have none.
Took care of it already.
Yeah, we took, that's what confused. Okay, yes, we took care of resolution 012-2025, all right. Motion to accept our Administrative Finance Committee meeting minutes.
So made.
Second.
Motion
Ms.
and a second.
Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Ken Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Arduin? Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Timmy LeJean?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Mr. Poster Donovan?
Yes.
All right, motion to accept St. Andrew Parish Public Works Committee meeting.
So
So
made.
made.
Second.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor? Mr. Ken Moore? Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Arduin? Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Timmy LeJean?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Mr. Poster Donovan?
Yes.
Second.
All right, with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So made.
Second.
Mr. Harold Taylor? Mr. Ken Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Arduin? Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Timmy LeJean?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Mr. Poster Donovan?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Meeting adjourned.
Hey, Mr. White.